Oh, made it. Good evening, everybody. Jai Shri Mataji, and welcome to this chilly night where I am, and rainy, so it's not ideal. So I hope all of you are well and enjoying settling down for a few minutes of peace and quiet, and hopefully some centering and letting go of all kinds of rubbish that tends to gather around us and in us during the day. So what we're going to do, nothing violently new today, but just sit quietly, get ourselves settled, then listen to talk of Shri Mataji, and then get into our deeper meditation. So I'll get rid of me and put up a picture of Shri Mataji. Here we are. So really, what I've noticed is there's now much more silent meditation going on online, and I think that's rather lovely. It's lovely because it helps everybody get used to that silence, which I think it took a while for us to get used to this silence, unless you can just go into it straight away, which is extremely hard. And Shri Mataji made thoughtless awareness, inner silence, a core part of Sahaja Yoga meditation. She stressed it many, many times in many, many talks, as it was a kind of way to open ourselves to and then become the spirit, our true selves, that get covered up by all kinds of conditionings, nationality, country, family, schooling, education, jobs, all the things that define us who we are in the physical world, but they're not necessarily much connected with our inner self, our spiritual self. And one thing I've noticed talking to some new seekers who are joined from the this 21-day course is that when you talk to them and they talk about their thoughts all the time, sorry, they think that they're the only one with all the thoughts coming into their head. And I think everybody, except for a very few, think that we're the only ones who have a lot of thoughts coming in our head and everyone else is sitting serenely, quietly. But it's not really true. We all, I think most of us have this defense mechanism in our head, I suppose, of the ego, not wanting to let go. It does not like to let go. It does not like to lose influence over our consciousness. It doesn't like to disappear. And this is why it's not always easy to go into thoughtless awareness, to go into silence. And breathing helps. Breathing kind of signals to the body, let's slow down, let's relax, let's take it easy. It's a very powerful physical signal that we're not going to do anything, which is one of my favorite sayings. Let's not do anything. But breathing, because that does slow down our thoughts. So I'll be quiet and we'll just sit. I'll put a little bit of music on to help us go slowly down into a nice, quiet, meditative state of nothing. And then we'll raise the Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandha when we get ourselves centered, which takes a few minutes at the end of a day. as I've said many times before, I think we can just take advantage of these quiet moments in our busy lives. Let our minds realize we're not going to do anything, which is a very alien thought to most of us. Doing nothing sounds very lazy, passive, useless. But really, we do nothing to make this incredible mechanism of our body do anything. It digests, it thinks, it cleans the blood, it grows, it gets rid of old material inside us, all sorts of stuff. And that's all without one thought. So if we find resistance to not doing anything, we'll have a look at it and see if we can just be. It's only a few minutes tonight. So maybe for some people, many things have happened today. Maybe there have been difficulties, maybe there have been wonderful things. And we just have to let it go. Let the past dissolve. There's no future. Let's just be now, quiet. I'm just going to fade this out now so we can truly sit in silence. Just for a few more minutes. Oops, still going. So we can use these moments to see whether there's any tension in our body, any stress, or any particular thoughts keep on churning around and worry. Or future planning. And we're going to give a chance for our spirit to shine through. And let that divine intelligence come into our consciousness. And we use these seconds, these precious seconds, to balance ourselves, to calm the right, to lift up the left side if we need to move into the center channel, the now. So now if we put our attention on the central channel all the way up to our Sahasrara, we can raise our Kundalinis and put ourselves into Bandhan, please. so now we can watch an extract of a talk of Sri Mataji a long time ago.
When a person is frightened, this center starts breathing fast, giving rhythmic instructions to all the antibodies. With that, you feel you are getting a palpitation in the heart. This palpitation is nothing but a signal to all the antibodies to fight the emergency of an attack. But when somebody builds up insecurity later on in life, it becomes a physical problem. If they have insecurities earlier, it is an emotional problem. But later on in life, when one develops a insecurity, any kind, like a wife is insecure about her husband. Husband is a loafer or a bad man and carrying on with other women. So that motherhood of the wife is challenged. And when her motherhood is challenged, she may get the weakening of the center, by which she may suffer quite a lot and may have even breast cancer. These insecurities can be also self-made. Imagine, people can just think about it and build up some sort of insecurities, which are of no actual existence. But such fears are very much more in the West, because the life in the West has no meaning, has no explanation. Whatever you ask them, they'll say, "What's wrong?" A husband will say, "What's wrong in having a key?" And the wife will also say, "All right, if he wants to have a key, let him have it." In India, no woman would tolerate such a situation. She would starve, she would do everything, but she will never touch a man who has a key. So the basis of the strength of Indian women is their sense of chastity. The sense of chastity in the Indian women is so great that nothing can deter them as long as they are chaste. But if they are not chaste, then fear settles in them very fast. Chastity is the strength of women. And that's why those women who have fear mostly have a problem of their chastity being challenged. A woman who is frightened that her chastity may be disturbed also can develop a problem with the heart chakra. Such women can develop breast cancers, breathing troubles, and other kind of frightening diseases on the emotional level also. But after some time, such a woman comes back again and she accepts the life as it is for the sake of her husband, or maybe if she has more relations or other children. She becomes extremely powerful as a reaction to what has happened. That's only possible if your center of heart is alright. Such women do not grudge, do not complain, are extremely serene and can bear up lots of things. They are extremely tolerant and can go to any extent to help their children, but they are never spoiling their children. They never spoil their children because they understand spoiling is much worse than beating the child. They never spoil the children nor ever pamper them and never get dominated by their children. They know I have to guide the child, I have to look after the child. So they look after all the ideals and righteousness and the virtues of the child. And if he tries to get out of it, they go all out to win him over, back to virtue and to better life. But those people, those women who do not care for actual growth of the child may just avoid it in this case. In the men, this chakra is caught up if they have lost their mother very early, or if their mother by chance is a very cruel woman. Also, this chakra can be caught up by men if they have been to wars and if they have seen frightful things in the war. Such people could be extremely emotional and could be easily befooled by people who try to win over their emotions. This heart center is caught up by various emotional problems in human beings. Husband and wife, if they all the time quarrel, there's always quarreling in the house. Especially if the mother is very dominating, the child develops this center. And if the father is very dominating, the child develops the heart itself. So it is very important that husband and wife should never quarrel in the presence of their child. Center heart can be developed in countries where there's all fear, people are frightened. It can be developed by other things by which people are frightened. Reading books of bad gurus and reading the books about shocking things, like many people who read the Kundalini book have got center heart because they are so frightened about the Kundalini. Anything that frightens you if you read can make your heart very, very weak and dangerous. So the right side of every human being represents the fatherhood. The fatherhood. And the fatherhood of a man is very important. If this center is spoiled or if there's something wrong with it, then you get asthma as a disease. Asthma is only caused by this center being spoiled or some other combinations with this center. Asthma is very common among girls and boys. And the relationship with the father or the understanding of the father or your own fatherhood is not alright, you get this trouble of asthma. And for that, one has to ask the questions to the sadhakas, what sort of a father you have. And one gentleman came and asked me, why everybody is asking me what sort of a father you have, what sort of a, everybody asks me, what about your father, what about your father, what has my father to do with me? Actually, everybody feels the right heart and they have to ask about the father, because father resides in the right heart. And the principle of fatherhood, if it is possible, if there is a problem with the principle of fatherhood, then you get this problem and many other problems, which I do not want to discuss now at length. But you can understand a person who has no father, how diffident he is and how he behaves. And also such people, those who have not known a father, can become very wayward, licentious or permissive, or could be very much secretly licentious. The people who lose their father do not have that they lack in that discipline that the father gives. Or could be such people who take to a very remorse and unhappy life, or they could be very hard on their children, or could be extremely kind and spoil the children. It could be anyway. So it has both the reactions, either too much of love giving or too much of strictness. It can be anything or a person could be of this kind, may be very strict in childhood and could be extremely lavish in old age. This is the right heart, and the left heart is the mother, actually your own mother, whosoever it is. That is the motherhood, in the sense that if your mother has been extremely unkind and extremely funny, or your relationship with mother is bad, then know that there's something wrong on the left hand, which is indicated in it. So these 2 points are very important in human beings. If a Sahajogi just decides that I have a father and a mother, God Almighty is my father and my mother, then these problems can be easily solved. But in Sahaja Yoga, it is not what you think that works out. It does not. Like in the car, if you sit down and think that I'm going to Connaught Place, you won't move. You have to move your hands. In the same way, in Sahaja Yoga, you have to move your hands, clear your chakras, move them higher, and put them up. It's not what you think is important in Sahaja Yoga. Not at all. You may think that I'm doing very well in Sahaja Yoga, I'm very good, but it's not so. It is what you actually achieve, your ascent is the point. So, as in the car, as I told you, you cannot just sit down and think and do the job. In the same way, you have to run this machine. It is how you manifest it is the point, which very few people understand. Very, very few people understand. It is not just talk, 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 morning till evening. Even when I am talking, now I am opening your heart center. I'm working it. Even I'm talking also, I'm opening. It's working. You will see your heart chakra is open by the time I finish my lecture. It is so because I know how to do it. When I talk, I'm just watching where the chakras are catching, what's happening, and I'm catching all these points and touching it and trying to open it. And that's how it should be. It should not be just a kind of a jabbering that we do sometimes about surgery. The greatest fear human beings have, that they think they have done lots of mistakes. And these mistakes are too many, and they can never get realization. They'll be doomed, they'll be going to hell. This is not true at all. Nobody is going to go hell if they do not want to. If you want to stop it, you can stop it. The time has come. You are going to be blessed, and blessed forever. So may God bless you. Today's lecture I have given you in a way that you should understand the importance of confidence, but not by saying I am confident. Because when you say outwardly, you are actually egoistical. But when you say in your vibrations, then you are confident. May God bless you.
Right. So we just continue sitting quietly. In confidence and in silence. So just we'll take a few deep breaths consciously, because what we're doing is letting the unconscious come into our consciousness now. We'll be able to be aware of what's disturbing us, of what thoughts keep hammering on the door, and we're able to calm it all down. Not this, as Shri Mataji advised us. And this silence gives us a chance to go down deep, deep down to the base of our spine, to the Muladhara, to bow down to Sri Ganesha, to go down into the center of ourselves, and also to go up to the Sahasrara, and beyond it, into the ethers, into the cosmos, wherever we want to go, or just stay at the top of the head and become thoughtless. So just for a moment, let's be aware of where our attention's gone, if it's drawn our attention anywhere, and return our attention at least to the top of the head, to the Sahasrara. Detach ourselves from our surroundings. For a few minutes, we're going to detach from our families, detach from our homes, detach from our countries, detach from our language, detach from all our conditionings and habits. Then we can use this silence to move into the now, to move from our past thoughts that may come to us, to move from our future thoughts and planning that may come to us. So we can become aware of being now. this now where there's no future and no past. Once again, let's just see where our attention is. See if we've been drawn away into thinking, remembering, planning. Let's bring it back to the top of the head. The Sahasrara, what Mataji called our fortress. And even though we're miles apart, maybe in even different countries, the Param Chaitanya flows through and between us all, and in some incredibly miraculous way, We are invisibly united in the vibrations where we're tuning in at the same time through the ethers, which some of us can feel. So now we can raise our Kundalini again and put ourselves back into Bandhan. that brings us to the end of our evening. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've had some moments of peace and recharging energy through us. So I wish you all a very good night, good life. Jai Shri Mataji. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.